Hey vinyl community, Greg from Three Dimensions of Music. I'm participating in the thread that you spell out the word peace. I believe it originated with Rod the Happy Hippie, our friend down in Tennessee. Really nice guy, really chill. He's got a great collection of records, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with Rod. He'd like us to spell out the word peace with 5 albums from our collection, and I'll show you the ones I chose. First one is P for Jaco Pastorius. This particular album from Jaco I received as a VCLT from a wonderful fella down in Florida. His name is Matt, and he's from Analog Productions. I'll link his channel in my, or his name in my video. I know it has Analog in it. I get so many mixed names in my head. I'm sorry about that. But this was a very nice gift from Matt. A beautiful sounding album. I'm a big fan of Jaco Pastorius, so that's a P under peace. The next one I chose for E is Earth, Wind and Fire. Earth, Wind and Fire is a band that Maurice White and a lot of people in the band, a very popular band in the 70s and 80s. I have quite a few Earth, Wind and Fire. This particular album I chose because of the Touch the World and Here Today and Gone Tomorrow, which in our current state, who knows, right? So this one is Earth, Wind and Fire, Touch the World, and that is the E for peace. And that is on Columbia Records. Okay, A. This was a special one. I chose the Allman Brothers, Eat a Peach. Everybody's familiar with this album, I'm sure. If you're not, you better call somebody. This is one of their seminal albums, Allman Brothers, Eat a Peach. The reason I picked this one was there's a little story behind this album and the cover and the name of the album that I discovered when I was looking it up. It's A for Allman Brothers for Eat a Peach. What that story is back when Duane Allman he was still alive and had quite a few contributions on this album, about 5 or 6 songs. When they named the album, when they put it together, and the production named it originally The Kind We Grow in Dixie. That was the original name of the album. And Butch Trucks, who was the drummer for the band, he didn't like that name for the album. He liked the picture of the peach on the truck. As you can see, the truck has Allman Brothers on there. So Butch Trucks says, well, let's keep the art, the cover art, but let's name it Eat a Peach. And they wanted, well, where did you come up with Eat a Peach at? Not so much that he saw the truck with the peach on it. And I think the artwork came first. But the reason he chose to Eat a Peach is because every time that the Allman Brothers would go to Georgia and Duane would eat a peach, he'd always say, "Eat a peach for peace," because this was around the time of the Vietnam War. And of course, a lot of the musicians at the time, and a lot of people in general, were against that war, and they were participating in protests and showing their disdain for the involvement in the war. But he would always say, "Eat a peach for peace," when he went to Atlanta. And I think they originally were born in Nashville, Tennessee, the Allman Brothers themselves. Then they emigrated to Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. And then they went up to get together with Cotillion Records in Georgia to, was it Cotillion? Oh, geez, I probably got that name wrong. Somebody will correct me. But there's a record plant down in Georgia at the time. And they got connected with them, so they were always in Georgia. And of course, I always assumed they were from Atlanta, but that's not true as far as totally from there. But that's where that name Eat a Peach came from. Butch Trucks says, let's name it Eat a Peach, and that stuck. That was A. Let's see. C in my collection, I chose Gary Clark Live. This is a great sounding album. It's a double album on Warner Brothers. Gary Clark is a blues guitarist, and he traveled in a lot of circles, like with Eric Clapton, and the things that he put together for charity and everything. But I got turned on to him by listening to the Eric Clapton with Bill Murray. He was with the Eric Clapton benefit concerts, and I picked up some of Gary Clark's stuff because it's this particular album. If you're going to start with Gary Clark, this one, Gary Clark Live, is they call him, he's Gary Clark Jr. He does a great job on this album. And then there was one on here, song. Let's see where it was. When My Train Pulls In, 3 O'Clock Blues, If Trouble Was Money. Ain't that the truth? Gary Clark Live. That's for the C in Peace. And lastly, I believe, is E. I picked this Emerson, Lake and Palmer to round it off. Little Dove of Peace. And the particular song that I really like on this album, and I always have, is Take a Pebble. It's a 12-minute song. And to me, it's kind of like when you throw a pebble into the pond or lake, the ripples that flow out affect everything. And it's everything that's happening in the world now affects everything. So to me, Take a Pebble and this particular cover on this album was apropos. Thank you very much for watching my presentation of the spelling of the word peace, and peace to everyone. I hope this all gets worked out and we don't end up in a bad place. I wanted to say goodbye to my granddaughters, Madison, Evelyn, London, and Charlotte. I love you guys. Paps said bye.